Hey, family, it's Dr. Tartt. Welcome to another edition of Heart to Heart with Dr. Tartt. Excited to be with you today. Today, we're going to talk about how to turn around marriages, right? Our relationships. I know some of you are saying, I'm not in a relationship yet, or I'm in a relationship, but I'm not married, and you want to talk about it. So today I want to show you how to turn around a marriage or relationship because it's necessary. There's a new article out, y'all. There's a new article out, and we're going to discuss it that talks about how marriages end and what we can do to fix them. So if you're single and you're watching this and you want to make a relationship work, tune in. If you are in a relationship but you're not yet married and you are having some difficulties or you don't want things to end, but it needs a turnaround, or you simply just want to figure out how to take your marriage or relationship to the next level, tune in because I have something good for you tonight. I have something good for you tonight. So I am excited about it. There's an article out that was surprising. All right. It talked about, it's called Eight Dates by Dr. John and Julie Swartz Gottman. And it talked about male female dynamics in marriages. And what was surprising is that they found that men actually valued being successful at marriage more than they did being successful in business. Now, don't get me wrong, men wanted to be successful at both. I mean, who doesn't, right? Who doesn't? But if they had to choose, men chose by a slight amount. I think it was like maybe 55, 45, something like that in the research, that they wanted to succeed in marriage. So it is a myth that men don't want to succeed in marriage. But here is the problem. Here's the problem. All right. There was another study done of 14,000 couples, y'all. 14,000 couples. And what they found out is that marriages fall apart. I'm gonna read this when one or both partners withdraw due to feelings of hurt, anger, and resentment. Right? So marriages fall apart when we stop feeling each other. All right. So think about it. We hear all this stuff in the media about making men need to do this, women need to do that, men need to provide, women need to cater to their men. We hear all this stuff, but none of that stuff actually is relevant when it comes to why couples eventually call it quits. Right? It's at some point, all couples have some type of disagreement over money. Even if you have a lot of money, what to do with it, whether you're married to it, whether you have enough time to be a family man, or if you're in corporate America as a woman, are you able to do the traditional parenting roles, right? So I see y'all coming in. I see you, Reef of the East. I see you, Jay Ritchie. I see y'all coming in. I appreciate it. All right. So today we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk about how to turn a marriage around, right? Because in reality, marriage and relationships are about feelings. Like right now, it's about connection. With no connection, we can't have a dialogue right now. We can't talk. You can't see this video. I can't broadcast to you on these different platforms. I can't do it. And I can't, if I can't do it, then no connection, no relationship, no strength of connection. We don't have anything. We can't even disagree. Right. So Alexis, I see you. So I'm glad you tuned in. So today we're going to talk about how to turn things around. Now, here's what the research said. All right, it said that when relationships and marriages start to go south, it's typically men who withdraw. So it's the men, not always the case. I know y'all gonna come for me, but typically it's the man that withdraws and kind of goes into his shell, right? And it's the women who tend to pursue. The women who tend to pursue and say, "No, I want to try and make this work. Let's go to counseling. Let's get some skills. Let's read a book. Let's go to a marriage retreat." Oh, by the way, shameless plug for a weekend for love, y'all. It's an amazing marriage retreat for where dope marriages go to thrive. Marriages don't have to suffer, don't have to struggle. You can have a dope marriage. I post that in the comments for those of you that are interested in checking out a weekendforlove.com. It's happening later this year. Go ahead and get your tickets. Already almost sold out because people want amazing marriages. Forget what you heard. People want to thrive. No one wants stress. All right. And so what that says is that we need to do a better job. We need to do a better job, y'all, of men. We need to pursue our marriages too. We need to pursue our marriages too. We need to be the ones to say, no, let's go get counseling. Let's work through our issues. Let's spend some more time. Let's make it work. right? We need to do a better job. All right. So let me give you three tips, and then I'm gonna tell you four things. I'm gonna give you three tips and four things that's going to absolutely help your marriage. All right. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Dr. Alduin Tartt, Christian psychologist, faith-based psychologist. That means that I merge faith and I merge psychology to meet you where you are. No judgments. I don't care where you are because everyone wants to succeed with relationships and marriage, right? When it is time, if that's something that you want. All right. All right. So, three questions I have for you when it comes to your relationship or your marriage. Number one, are you feeling good enough to be a great partner? Do you show up? Same question. Do you show up to your relationship as a good spouse, a good boyfriend, a good girlfriend, a good husband, wife, spouse? Do you show up? I see a lot of couples where the issue is not the marriage, it's one of the people in the marriage going through a hard time. So it's not even the person, it's the person going through a hard time. So the first thing I want you to examine, if your relationship is not in a good space, or you want it to go to a good space, or this day is coming, is I want you to sit and talk as a couple. How do you self care? How do you correct yourself when you're not in a good space? So, unfortunately, I've had to see a lot of couples dealing with the death due to the pandemic, right? So, if you're dealing with having to deal with mom not being here, dad not being here, brother and sister not being here, dealing with long COVID yourself, maybe a medical diagnosis, maybe going through the throes of a recession that is really eating at your profession, your ability to provide. If you're going through it with depression, anxiety, we know last time I read the statistics, I think it was on any given day, I think close to like 6 out of 10 people say this is just not a good day for me. On any given day, 6 out of 10 people, I think within a week, are saying, I'm not doing well. I am not okay today. Now, a lot of times we're able to kick out of it. Sometimes we're not, but because of the stress of the world, right? Recession, gas prices, a pandemic, politics, social injustice, massage noir, which misogyny against the black woman. I mean, so much stuff that we have kids in the mental health crisis, business. It's a lot of stuff going on. Can church say amen? It's a lot of stuff going on that we're just not doing well, right? It's a lot to deal with. Our capacity has to expand. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to focus on, am I a good spouse, or do I need to really go get some counseling? Do I need to take a break? Do I need to pivot and do something I love so that I can be a good spouse? I had to check myself a few months ago. I was working too much and I was like, how can I come home and give my wife and my kids my last? And I give my clients my best, right? And even my clients were like, man, you're a little edgy, brother. You're a little edgy, right? We were making changes immediately. And I was like, I need to take some time, get some balance, because I worked straight through the pandemic with no break to serve. All right. So, first thing is take action on whatever is stressing you and the marriage. All right. Second question, do you feel your marriage? Drop the comments. Do you feel your marriage? I know you're married. I know you're in a relationship, but do you feel it? Like, how many of you know that you can be married in noun, but not feel married in verb? All right. Now that happens when you do everything but focus on the main thing, which is the relationship. You have to focus on the relationship, family. You do. So that means I'll ask you, are you dating? I want y'all to tell me. All right. Are you dating? And if I see you, Stacy, if you feel your marriage, right? That means you're dating. That means that you are doing big events. Like I mentioned, the marriage retreat for a weekend for love. That means that you are spending quality time. That means that you are talking, you are laughing, you are dancing, you are connecting, you are having a good time in your marriage. That's what that means. That means that so if you're doing those things, it's working. Well, here's what happens in modern day marriage sometimes. We don't we don't spend time. We're working. We spend time with the kids. We go to work. We come home and play video games. We watch Netflix shows. We watch Amazon. We exercise. I'm not saying anything's wrong with exercising or Netflix or any of that stuff, but we do everything but the main thing. And the main thing is the relationship. How can a relationship work when we don't do the main thing? And the main thing is relating, connecting. And so it kills your intimacy. And that's where most of the couples I see are not feeling their marriages because they simply don't give them enough oxygen. We have all these expectations, right, family? Like, be a great lover, get your credit right, be a great provider, host a family dinner, be a great parent, be a great life coach, worship the word with me. Let's agree on how to raise our kids. Let's agree on our health goals. Be sexy, please me. All these goals, and we don't put any oxygen into the marriage. We don't put any oxygen into the marriage. Right? So we've said like single, focus on God and career, but still great tips. Open to meeting her at any point. I don't want to fall into that either. Feel very wrapped up in career right now, so it's probably best that I'm single. All right. So I appreciate you sharing that. All right. So when you start talking about that, don't go too far because you do have to have room to add a person. Because when you get married, you're still going to be busy, but you have to reserve room right now if you're single to be to have time for dating and telephone time and walks and talks. That's right. I saw one of you saying we need to date more, right? I saw one of you saying quality time is well needed. Alexis said it's quality time. That's what it's all about, right? So I want you to block off your schedule. I want you to block it off. I want you to say, here's our marriage exists on paper. All right, this is our time. It's not the kids' time. It's not work time. It's not church time. It's not Facebook time, Instagram time, social media time. This is our time. This is when we're going to do things and we're going to put our relationship first and we're going to breathe some life into it. We're going to give it some oxygen. We're going to give it some CPR. All right. Time. Time. Love is spelled Time. Some of y'all going to catch that. All right. Number 3. Uh, do you praise or validate your spouse enough? I mean, I really want y'all to go on at least a week fast of all negativity. Let's call it the hurt-free zone. No complaining, no negativity, no telling your partner what they could do to be better. Just a start a 1 week no negativity tour, right? No negativity. And during that week, I really want you to build up your spouse. Now, this will only work if both of y'all agree to do it. Because you can say, look, this is not Disneyland. We're not Pollyannish. It's some stuff in our marriage and our relationship that needs to be resolved. I agree. I agree. I like keeping it real. But sometimes you have to build up your bank account so high that then you can take a withdrawal. But if you just kind of like have you ever tried to resolve a conflict and you felt worse after trying to resolve it? Like, man, I thought that we were going to resolve our conflict. Now I dislike you very much. I hate you more after the argument more than I did before. And it's because we haven't built up a big enough bank account of good times to be able to handle the hard conversation. So I want you to do this. I want you to have 1 week of validating your spouse. I want you to tell your spouse, I want you to show Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving means I want you to tell a story. It goes something like this. All right. So I might say, Stacy, you know what? You're a phenomenal wife. Remember that time when I told you I was busy and I was working on a big presentation and I didn't have time to spend with you? You were mad, but you went to sleep. And before I went to bed, you got me some tea with caffeine in it so I could stay up and work on my presentation. I didn't tell you then, but I'm telling you now that meant a lot to me because you know how important my work is and you're important too. Right? That meant a lot that even though you weren't getting your needs met, you still thought highly enough of me to bring me some caffeine, even though I wasn't spending quality time with you. We need to hear that, y'all. That's good for the ego because did you see that? Did you feel that? Did you see me doing that? Like, did you see me doing that? Right? So if you saw me do that and you didn't say anything about it, that's not cool, right? We need to hear that, y'all, right? And these are the kind of things that we're gonna be talking about. I just dropped a link to join our Facebook community for a Weekend for Love. It's our community where we talk about all things marriage and relationships. So make sure y'all join that. All right. So that's number 3. But I also promised you 4 things that is going to improve your marriage. Right, improve your marriage. But the first thing that I want you to see is I want you to actually see a clip. I saw a clip of Russell Wilson, and he talked about something that we all need to do to be better when it comes to marriage. Now, in this clip, he's talking about how he got Sierra. So I found this incredibly amusing as to how he got her. I want you to listen to what he says about how he was able to get Sierra.
I want to know the line that in your mind that made you bag Sierra. What was the line that got her to go out on a date with you?
Mm. Well, first of all,
Shit.
you know, I had this
Come on
wallet.
now,
I had
get
this
in there.
wallet. I had this wallet, and it was broke. It was broke down. It was like kind of tore up.
Yep,
I
yep,
had,
yep.
had it for a while. I was single at the time. I was running around single, and then I had this wallet. It was
Hmm.
tore up. So I
Yep.
could, first day we met, and we had been talking for 2.5 hours. Hanging out, whatever. And she saw the wallet sit on the table. She said, "What the hell is that?" She said, "What the hell is that?" I said, "What? What are you talking about?" She said, "That wallet. You losing with that?" I said, I put my finger. I said, "First of all, with me, you're never losing."
Ooh.
I said, second of all, I said, see that wallet that shows consistency.
Mm.
Huh.
Shows consistency. That's what you're gonna get from me.
Wow.
You're gonna get somebody
Damn.
who's gonna be
Yes.
consistent for you every day.
Mm-hmm. See that?
I mean, there it is. He said, there it is, right? He talked about consistency. First of all, I like the line. First of all, with me, you never losing. All right, that was gangster right there. All right, and then number two, this wallet shows consistency. This wallet shows consistency. How consistent are we with showing up for our marriage? How consistent are we for showing up with the relationship? Now, we're all going to have bad days, but if we're allowing work, kids, mom, dad, outside responsibilities, hobbies to stop us from showing up in our relationships, that's a problem. I'm just here to tell y'all, there's nothing wrong with the institution of marriage. Marriages are alive and well. You see the suburbs full of married couples, all right? Something's wrong with how we're approaching marriage. It's nothing wrong with marriage, it's how we're doing marriage. And we've become so busy, so distracted, so focused on other things, so easily entertained by other things. We're not putting the time into marriage and we're becoming bitter when it doesn't work out, when in reality, it's just our technique and our approach that needs to change. So let me give you these four things, and then I want to get y'all's feedback, and then I'm gonna let y'all go, right? Because I have to go. I mean, I'm a family man. I have to go pick my daughter up from volleyball tryout. So let's pray, sister girl is showing out, but I'm sure she is. All right, number one, and this came from a psychologist I love. Her name is Dr. Patricia Love. That is her real name. She says you have to do four things in all relationships. I want y'all to tune into this. This is gonna change your life. Number one, family, you have to show up. Number one, you have to show up. You have to show up in your marriage. You have to be there, right? You cannot travel all the time and not take some time off the road. You can't always doing something else. You have to show up and be present to your marriage. You have to that's what I meant by taking care of yourself. Number two, the reason you have to show up because you have to do number two, you have to tune in. You have to tune in to what's going on with your spouse. We're doing too much multitasking. I'm talking about you ladies. Your brains are 8-lane highways. You can't be washing the dishes and checking the phone and running PTA meetings and planning a family reunion. Guys, we can't play the PlayStation, watch the game, be reading the newspaper, lifting weights while trying to entertain a conversation with our wife because we're not going to be able to tune in at the level that we need. And the recent studies show that couples spend less than 15 minutes a day one on one just talking about life, talking about stuff. You see what I'm saying? And we're watching TV, we're doing other things. So time together is not even time together. I don't like it. I'm gonna put it right there. I don't like it when my wife is in the car and she's on her phone. I'm like, this is our time to be able to relate, and you're on the phone. I don't like it. She knows I don't like it. And even though she might be doing something that I've asked her to do, or something business wise that I do, I just like that time for us to be able to communicate and to be able to connect. All right. Number three, you have to tune in well enough to understand your partner. You know what? More than we want to be married and in relationship, we want someone to get us. More than more. I want you to see me. I want you to get me. I want you to get the fact that I need my morning coffee. For me, it's tea to be able to relax and calm and get into my day. Right. So if I ask you to fix me a cup of tea, It's not the fact that I think that you're my maid, that this is Starbucks. It's just the fact that you understand that I like acts of service. And when you ask me to take a load off of you, right? That I understand that you're a phenomenal wife and mom, but you don't always want to be a wife and a mom. Sometimes you just want to be Mecca. Sometimes you just want to be Alexis. Sometimes you just want to be Stacy, right? You need time just to be you. Watch a movie, go do whatever. Have nothing to do, right? I need to get and understand you so that I don't take that the wrong way. All right. So you have to, and so you have to do number four, right? So you have to show up, tune in, and then tune in well enough to where you get your partner. You understand their vibe. You get the fact that when they're mad, don't touch them. It takes them time to calm down. Or maybe the opposite. When they are mad, you need touch to feel connected. A touch can make you feel warm if you're being criticized, right? So do number four so that you can behave like you get them. See, if I know my wife likes to compete in beauty contests and fitness contests, and my wife does, I don't necessarily care for it. That's not my cup of tea. But if I understand my wife, I'm texting my daughter. My wife um, likes those type of things. I have to support there. I have to support that, right? So I have to support that. So when when that's the case, I can move and say, I need to be at your fitness competition, right? I need to be there front and center. I need to understand that you're gonna lock in 30, 90, 60 days out, right? To really get in there because my wife is competitive and she likes to win. And she understands that when I'm doing this type of thing, I'm locked in. When I'm researching for these interviews and this teaching, she understands I am a teacher by heart. My dad is a teacher, my mom is a teacher, my brother's a teacher. We all come from teaching backgrounds, right? And so I am a teacher when it comes to faith, when it comes to psychology, when it comes to relationships. And y'all can tell I have a passion for doing this. See, we need people to get, we need people who get us. More than I want to be loved, I really want you to get me. Just get me. Just get, Aldo is kind of like that. He's passionate, right? He's gonna tell you how he feels. He's gonna show up. He's gonna show up and tell you how he feels. I hear Stacy saying her husband's a teacher, so you understand. You talk to him. That brother's gonna give advice, right? Now he also needs to listen first, but that brother is going to give advice. Do y'all get that? Do y'all get that? I mean, it is a big deal. It is a big deal. That's what we want. So I hope this helps because we need to be seen, we need to be heard, we need people who get us, right? And if you're interested and you're looking for a dynamic marriage retreat, here it is, a weekend for love couples retreat happening September 30th through October 2nd. That's me and my wife. That's the co-founders, Dwayne and Michelle. It's going down. Check it out. We have couples from all over 23 states and counting, and we do an amazing job of pouring into marriages as a resource, y'all. As a resource, you're gonna get a opening day party. You're gonna have a love lab experience where we give you all the tools you need to make marriage work. We have a vow renewal. We have a reception that we kind of recreate marriage day, which is a big deal for almost every couple. So we want to just spoil you. We have a nightcap experience to get that sexual intimacy, physical intimacy where it needs to be to keep that variety and spice inside of your marriage. It's just a great time. So for those of you who are not married, look forward to that. For those of you who are married and looking to do something, shock your marriage, take it to the next level, or just be around affluent couples who are fighting for their marriages, who want a dope marriage, don't want mediocre. Talking about couples goals. All right, join us. All right, join us. But at least join the Facebook community so that we're having these conversations because my wife and I believe, and Dwayne and Michelle, our co-partners, believe that we want you to see good, dope marriage. We want to showcase you have a dope marriage. We're going to bring you up on this feed. We're going to start having guests. So if you're interested in that, you let me know. We're going to bring you on and you talk about what works for you in your marriage because this is how we build community. One marriage, one testimony, and people seeing it. I want our whole community to see dope marriages, right? So y'all got it. Y'all got it. All right. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Larry Johnson. giving him some love, man. You know, you're talking about a brother that has the receipts when it comes to marriage. He and his wife had me on their podcast, Giving Back, and this is a county commissioner, y'all. Has been doing it for a long time, and so if he has time to be able to elevate his marriage, so do we. And his wife is phenomenal as well, and he's a true servant, y'all. So I love you. I can't wait to see y'all at the Weekend for Love. I can't wait to see y'all in the Facebook community. Check out A Weekend for Love, our group page, our private page, and let's dialogue. You'll see men's only nights, women's only nights, couples talking about money, couples talking about intimacy. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So I'm Dr. Tartt. I love y'all. Take care, and I will see you soon. God bless.